Oh shit, I had my mic muted. Um, well that would explain a lot. Oh shit, I had my mic muted. I'll mute that now. Chat. Where's chat at? Chat. Maybe if I full screen it. Still no chat. I don't know where chat is, to be honest. There it is. Alright, so yeah, if we have a look at our calendar, we started off round one, Australia. It was a pretty good race, to say the least. Obviously, don't mind tier 2 anymore. We are not running 2 tiers due to lack of encouragement of people rocking up to race. So we're taking it down to the 1 tier, and it's working quite well currently. Oh, round 1 was at least, and this is another success for round 2. We've got a full grid again, so it's great to see. We got Bahrain this week, which is pretty good race for racing. Quali will probably be not too good. Lord Mahavir, get out of my chat. Get out. Get out of my chat. Um, Sorry guys, had to deal with him. Spain is set to be round 3, although there's a lot of people complaining because there's still the pit lane bug, so we'll have to see what goes down with that. Texas round 4, then we're having a break week for the Australian GP, obviously round 1 of the IRL F1. Canada will come back for round 5, Silverstone round 6, and then a Japanese break because obviously we, for once, get an F1 race where we can watch it at a reasonable time. So admin's doing God's work there. Austria for round 6, Mexico round 7, Zandvoort round 8, Baku round 9, Vegas round 10, and we'll finish it off round 11, Abu Dhabi. So obviously had to take it back to Abu Dhabi because if it's a close championship fight, which it's looking like it should be, we've got a pretty stacked field. Um, so if we get it to go to the final round, Abu Dhabi should rock up for an absolutely insane race. But we'll pull up the grid here. Obviously, actually, I'll pull up what we'll do is I'll pull up the team principal list so you can see who picked who. Um, um, Season 7 grid. So as you can see, SNF Wolf stepped up as team principal when we needed him most and decided to take Jetman and himself as his 2 drivers. Lindsay came through and took Rapid Mickey, obviously an absolute gun and prodigy in Tier 2 last season, picked up second in the championship behind PS Bomber, who also stepped up as a team principal. But that's a conversation for in a second. So Lindsay decided to take Trent Newton, obviously an OFI driver. He did pretty good in OFI this season. I'm pretty sure he got 2 or 3 top tens. And Rapid Mickey, obviously he is not driving because he's a bum. But that's alright. So that's the point. Myself is another. Actually, no, we're gonna go in order from it. PS Bomber. PMS Bomber took himself and Zonix as a driver. Obviously, Zonix originally was signed by Geordie for Alpine, but through a bit of conversation between the two teams, it was said that Zonix will transfer to McLaren. So he is in the Papaya for the season. First time we've seen him Papaya, he's often been known to be in the Visa RB as he actually won the Yes, I'm checking chat while commentating. I'm just currently trying to talk over it, so don't worry about that. Um, But yes, so Zonix will be stepping suit in a papaya for the first time in a while. Actually, I think he was originally in the OG days. Um, and then we'll go to the Williams team principal, Jaden Squires, who's signed Lord Mahavir, the reigning champion. So he's trying to go back to back this season. He's got a tough grid to go through to get that, and he's paired up with Globdrip. So a pretty good squad from Jaden Squires. Geordie Slater, obviously, the undisputed GOAT of ORL, some would say. He has the most championships and most Tier 1 wins out of any other driver, so 2-time Tier 1 champ right there. Has decided to take, excuse me, he's decided to take RJ Kawistra and JD Juicebox as his squad, which, not a bad lineup to be honest. RJ and JD have both proven pretty decent pace in recent times, but obviously a lot stronger grid. Well, a lot harder grid for the tier 2 boys, as there is only one tier now. So the boys that were in tier 2 last season are going to struggle a bit. But so far, we have seen them hold their own, which has been really impressive to see. J-Man, obviously, my former team principal, and has always been fairly high up there in the overall ranking in ORL, has decided to take Piastri Goat, which is an absolute steal of a driver who I got as a reserve for round one, and he got second place. So, oh no, he actually won the race, sorry. Um, so it was an absolute steal from J-Man to get Piastri Goat. And he also got Guga, which, as we can see in chat, a lot of people are a big fan of Guga this season. He's a fan favorite. So J-Man got a great combo. Probably, he'd be up there as one of my favorites for the constructors standings this season. Followed by myself. I am a team principal this season, and I have got myself and Keithy as a lineup, which is another very strong lineup. Obviously, unfortunately, I've had to miss round one and round two due to technical difficulties with the Fanatec. Um, so that's a bit of a problem, but I will be back for next week, which full strength Ferrari, I think we've got a great chance of winning the constructors and maybe even one of the drivers. But Apex Stig is another team principal for the Red Bull. And we got himself and Com United as the two drivers. Although I do believe I've seen Apex Stig step down as a reserve. I'm not sure if they've found a full-time replacement for him yet. We'll speed it up now, as I believe they are about to get going in the qualifying with Mason signing Sparks and Ari Wedlock. I think that's just a typo in the thing because his name's Ari. And Grateful Dog taking Clammy Kid and himself, which is another very strong lineup. They got P2 and P3 in round one. So we'll close them two now, as you got familiar with our grid. These are the tier 1 standings for the constructors after round one. So we can see Haas, followed by Ferrari, and then Williams, and then Mercedes, Aston Martin, Alpine, Racing Bulls, and McLaren were the final point scorers, with Sauber and Red Bull picking up a DNF. And then we got the tier 1 standings. It was Oscar Piastri Goat who won in the Ferrari before getting quickly snatched up by J-Man, followed by Clammy Kid and Grateful Dog that finished off the podium. Lord Mahavir won on track, but after penalties got dropped back to P4. Trent Newton got P5 after starting towards the back of the grid, and Guga, JD Juicebox, SNF Wolf, PS Bomber, and Keith Respondick finished off the order of the top 10. So we'll close that now, and we'll have a look at our grid and see if they are yet on the grid, which it looks like they are. We've got out just in time. We'll get on board with Guga here, who looks like he'll be the first person to set a lap. So we'll pull up our HUD. We'll do that. It's looking like he's not using all the line that he possibly could be. So maybe this is obviously not his full push lap. He would go quicker towards the end of the race when there's a better track. But he's hit a nice apex. They're not using all of the curve on exit, which you might see a few of our other drivers do it. But we'll stay on board with Guga here, and we'll let him finish his lap. After that, we might jump to Clammy Kid, who will be another fan favorite, I would assume. He's been doing very well recently. Guga setting purple sector again, although he was the first person on track. So, not really going to mean much as of yet. As he comes into the final corner, I think he'll be around the 127 mids, maybe? A mid 127, maybe a high 127. I don't think he'll be in the 128s, and I don't think he'll be on the 126s, as it was there, a high 127, which is fairly good for Guga. We'll jump to Clammy Kid, who's also on the final straight now, although Keithy will be starting. So we might go on board with Keithy actually, as we'll get to witness a full... Oh no, it's not Keithy. It is Danger. We'll jump on board with Danger, who will be starting his full lap. Oh no, he won't. Danger will go into pole, followed by Lord Mahavir behind him. Wow, I thought he was Danger on a outlap. It looks like it was not. It was Keithy on an outlap, as Danger, for a short amount of time, snatched pole before Lord Mahavir jumped him by 400ths of a second. So we've got a very close quali iron up here, as Keithy now will start his lap. So one Ferrari driver put it on the front row. Where will the second Ferrari driver put it? Hugging the right side of the track to avoid all the bumps, get a higher top speed. You'll see a few of these drivers, and we'll see if the other OFI driver will be doing it. I believe he would be, which is Trent Newton. Oh, we slightly missed him. Not gonna quite get to see that. I will also, at some stage, have to change. I actually might change that by now, because it is annoying me that it's clipping so much. So we'll go to here. This one. I was scared there. I didn't know what I named them. I don't need the control scheme. I need the navigations, which it's not. Let me do it there. So none of them ones. Where is the? I'm not sure, to be honest. Maybe I can't change it. Right. Good to know. Maybe there's got to be some way of doing it on here somewhere. No, guess not. What I'm quickly going to do then is get up here, open up metal, and change it, because that's been pissing me off. I'm gonna just delete you, edit you to fucking that one. Yeah, good enough. And then we'll quickly delete all the clips I just took, as they did not mean anything. Right, good to go. So we'll now pull up that. Close that. And we can see Keithy put it P9 with a 128.3, so we missed his lap. I'm sure he won't be too fast, as it clearly was not his best one. Trent Newton put it P5 with a 27.9. So, not the best lap I think we'll see from him, but it's definitely not slow. We got Gregory Pozibel down in P17. He is a Veloci Esports Academy driver, so a very good driver. And I do think we'll be seeing him somewhere around the pole mark. Obviously, Geordie has definitely pulled some strings to get him to drive for Alpine. I believe we will be seeing Potato as well in the RB. Another very quick driver, which I would not doubt we'll see them most likely starting last and trying to do a last to first, because very, very fast drivers. Some of Oceania's quickest drivers, actually. We've seen Gregory, I believe, get P2 in the OFI special event last year. So a very good driver, whether you like him or hate him. He does have a lot of talent, especially for his age. I believe he's only 15 years of age, and he's in the PSGL F2. So very good driver, Gregory. And Potato, he got P2 in the OFI event this year in the standings, obviously beaten by none other than Gregory Pozibel. So it's absolute class in this field, and I won't doubt that we will be seeing a lot of them this race. As we go back to the front, IE Apex will be starting his second lap time. Interesting enough, we're seeing a lot of people opt for a 3-run strategy. I would have thought we would have seen a few go for a 2-run. Try and save that extra set of softs. But it's looking like a lot of people are going for the 3-set. IE Apex not having too many problems with traffic here. Both those drivers just moving out the way so that he can take a nice Apex. As we go through his Sector 1 split, he is half a tenth up on his best lap. So minor improvements for IE Apex on this lap, as he takes a very nice Apex going through that corner. I don't know, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't have my usual spreadsheet up, so I'm not quite sure what corner it is. Before the race I will probably pull it up on my second monitor though, so that I have all the good info. But he's looking like he's on a pretty clean lap as of far. We got yellow sectors everywhere for a Haas, which I believe is his teammate of Clammy Kid. And we have another one for a Visa RB, which I believe is Potato. So a few drivers just obviously on low fuel mode, or taking a bit more time to warm their tyres up would be my guess. And Apex now will come to the final corner on his lap. And we'll get to see somewhat of what his pace is going to look like. To the line, it's going to be into the pits, so obviously not a lap he was happy with. He didn't see the point of staying out. We won't see him again until the end. As a Rapid Mickey, though, will go on board him. 2 tenths up currently on his lap, and he hasn't even gone past the sector 2 split. So as he comes down this corner here, use a bit of his overtake, just for that bit more power. Looks like a fairly nice apex, was very smooth, put it clean on the throttle. As he now goes through the second of the long sweepers into the split time. He is 4 tenths up, and that's a purple sector. This will currently be a 127.8 for him, still 8 tenths off the pole position time, but it is a good improvement before he does his final run. As he goes around the final corner, all his deployments used though, so he'll be losing a lot of time on this straight right here. As to the line, it looks like it will be a 128 flat, so he lost a bit of time with the no ERS, of course. I believe that was Ari Wedlock that we've seen leave the session, so obviously he's having some difficulties, and this is his AI doing a lap, I believe. Nope, this is definitely him, but he's invalidated it, so it's not going to count. Lord Mahavir, though, down into Sector 1, he's got Keith Respondic also on a lap directly behind him. This will either work out very well for Keithy, or he will get the dirty air and it could mess his lap up, and it could mess up Lord's as well, as they could end up battling during this lap. Lord into his Sector 1. Will he be up or will he be down on his time? He's currently 300s up. As for Keithy, oh, I missed it. That's alright. Lord's still 300s down, so it's not looking like an improvement. It looks like Keith's actually getting closer to Lord, which will be interesting to see what their split times are looking like into the next sector, as it will be big slipstream here for Lord and Keithy, as that looks like Guga is giving Lord a ginormous slipstream all the way down into this corner. So that could be massive gains for Lord, which I don't believe Danger will be getting the same slipstream, as he's still in the pit lane opting for the 2-run strategy I was talking about. Lord, purple through sector 2, 300s up on his best lap time. Keithy, I missed it again. What am I doing? Yep, Keithy's still holding in tight, so he could be up there for a top 4 position here. It looks like Lord's going to be pulling into the pit lane, doesn't want to finish his lap. What will Keithy do? Keithy will finish it. He'll put it P5 with a 127.855, as we will now go on board with Guga, who I believe will be the only person starting their lap. But he will be behind an Alpine, so he could be running some traffic later on in his lap time. It's a big lap for Guga. He's obviously one of our Tier 2 drivers from last season, so running P6 against a Tier 1 field is very good stuff from Guga. Trent Newton behind him as well. Only 8 tenths off the Tier 1 champion is Guga, as he just ran into a bit of traffic from a Ferrari driver, which I believe was Keith Respondic, and that didn't stop him. He's still a 10.5 up. This is major improvements for Guga. If he can do this every sector, he will be able to put it P3 on the grid, which would be insane for a Tier 2 driver. So Guga now through the sweep. This can be a big spot. We gain or lose. He's taken the curb nicely. Good on exit, taking a nice amount of curb. Obviously more to use. Gregory will retire from the session, as we thought he would. So he will be starting from last. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Potato do the same thing. Zonix down in last as well, yet to do a lap. I believe he's on the lap time now. Potato, once again, as I said, does retire from session because they will be doing a last to first challenge. Guga, purple through sector 2. I'm not sure if this is a glitch, but Guga is on a flyer right now. He will need to be able to make it back to the pit lane if he wants a third run though, as we do currently have cautions. We can't see what the time is looking like. Into the straight, he will finish the lap time using all the ERS in the tank. That's deploy used, and it'll be a 27.2 P3 for the former Tier 2 driver. What a lap, and I'm sure that will make the people viewing the stream incredibly happy, as that is a phenomenal lap to go. That's not the track, Guga. That's not the track. But obviously he is trying to rush back to the pit lane. Zonix pulls in. He will only get one chance to improve on his lap time. So, as we stand, it's looking like Lord and Danger will be the 2 favourites for pole, because they are the only 2 who are near the 126 mark. Well, Guga is as well, but he's used an extra set compared to the other guys. Clemmy Kid could still be in for a fair shout. Really, I think everyone's very close up until Danger and Lord, who are just slightly ahead. Obviously, they are going off their banker times, which Lord will be the first driver to do his final run. So I'm going to quickly have a bit of water to get my throat some moisture before we see his final run. because this is where it's all going to start to get a bit messy. In fact, this lap... Oh, no, Lord will pull into the pits. No, he won't actually. He will do the trick that I've been talking about. So he will hang over this side of the track purely to get less bumps, meaning that his car can go slightly faster down the straight. He looks like he takes a very nice apex through turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3. He's going to run into some traffic though. They have to move out the way. Oh no, it looks like it could have been some slipstream games. He now has a Mercedes in front of him though, and from here, we're going to just go on board with Lord Mahavir and watch his lap time. Now to the line, Lord Mahavir, what time will it be? What will everyone else have to chase? The time will be a 1:26.8. So everyone else, Danger, that is a shot at Danger. Danger will have to try and chase down that 1:28. He's got a minute and 50 to get to the line and warm his tyres up. He's currently not looking like he's gone too quick. His teammate behind Jesus Spondic also on an outlap. And Clammy Kid actually is on a lap. So we'll see what he's going to do. He'll be the next person to try and challenge Lord's strong 1:26.8 lap time. As that is a very strong lap from Lord. He's got a bit of slipstream from Lord there. Obviously paying back the favour for what Clammy did the lap before. I wonder if we'll see these games played on Danger as well, or if they will leave Danger out to rot. As very nice apex from Clammy. Obviously, oh, he had a bit of a snap on the exit, so that'll be a slight time loss. And I'm not thinking this will be a lap that will challenge Lord's pole. Although he does take a very nice line through there, carries nice momentum. Doesn't use all the apex on the outside though. So he did the good first apex, but the second exit apex was just not quite as good as what it could have been. As now we'll jump back up to Danger, who will be the lead car, trying to give Keithy a tow. Or will we see these two swap positions? It's looking like they'll stay in form right now, how they are. So we'll come back to Tommy Kid, who is now going around the final corner on a bit of a bad lap compared to what he would have wanted it to be. It's not looking as smooth as what we have seen Clammy do before. And it is a great apex for the final corner. Nice grip to the line. I'm thinking this will be a 1:27.5, which it is. And that will put him P5. So he'll hold his P5. Danger now. We'll go on board with Danger because he's the one that's going to challenge Lord Mahavir. He is the one that is in the front row seat, on the front row of the grid through sector 1. He is going to be a 10th down, so he's got a lot to gain to these final two. It's going to be a lot of hard work. Trent Newton puts it up to P2, 1.5 tenths off pole. So that came out of nowhere. As we see Danger now on a very bad lap. Not a lap that he will be fighting for pole, you would not think. It looks very sloppy. So, but then again, anything could happen. Keith is Spondic behind. In P9, this is something he needs. He's only half a tenth up for the first sector. What is he through the second? It's very smooth through there, nice apex, good on the throttle. He's very close to his teammate, so he will be getting a bit of that dirty air, but it will also be meaning he'll get that slipstream. He's a 1/10.5 up, which will put him still P9. He needs more improvement through here. He's got a lot of ERS to burn. And around the final corner now, will Danger be on pole? Will he be on the front grid, or will it be no improvement at all? We're about to find out. To the line, it's going to be a 1:27.2. It's no improvement, 2/10 down. As for Keithy, also no improvement. So, not the performance the Ferrari drivers would have been wanted. I8 Apex 1000th off his best lap time. He will want some sort of improvement to try and jump his teammate, maybe even a rapid Nicky. she doesn't, and neither does Clammy Kid. So this will be your starting grid. We'll have Lord Mahavir on pole, followed by Trent Newton in the Mercedes. Absolutely great performance for Lindsay's driver that he snatched in after round one. Guga, the fan favorite, Oso, only 2 thousandths behind Trent Newton in P3. Danger P4 in the Ferrari. Ari Wedlock P5, 4 tenths off P4. And Rapid Mickey only 100th behind, followed by Clammy Kid, I Eat Apex, Keith Respondic, and RJ Quistro to close off the round 10. And then you got Com United P11, PS Bomber P12, H Mewburn P13, Royal Duck 14, 15th will be Rhino, 16th Glowstick, 17th Zonix, and the big OFI boys starting P18 and P19. So I'm going to quickly have a break to give myself some time to prep for the starting grid. But that is your starting order. Hello? 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 There we go. Ah, that's what happened. My mic muted. So, sorry guys. Um, that should be much better. Fuck, I was... Ah, that... Whoops. Where? Oh, no. That's a game. Who's Your Daddy is a game, alright? Who's Your Daddy is a very good game. It's very good with friends. But, yeah, I was talking to myself. And then I looked at my mic and seen that there was red on the end of it. And we do have yellow flags now for... Is it Ari? No, it's not Ari. It's Royal Duck. But I'm gonna have some drink. I don't know my Rhino, to be honest. I've got no idea. So, I don't know how to check it either. If I go here, I don't know how to check it. That's why I said when I invite Zonix, he should be able to invite you. Yeah, I know. It should be SVYT15, but I made it back in the day, so I think it's my old username, and I don't remember what my old username is. But anyway, look at this battling we got here between Ari Wedlock, Keith Responding, Guga, and Clemmy Kid. Clemmy Kid made it to the front of this pack while we weren't looking. He's now on the rear end of Trent Newton, which he needs to get this move done if he wants a chance at the front, because Lord is already 6 seconds clear of Trent as he goes down the inside. What a move by Clemmy Kid. Bit of contact made, and he will go off the track. It gives Guga a chance to go down the inside. Oh, he found me. Alright, I'll have to accept this now, which we're missing the battle. But I do have to let him in. Oh, fuck. Don't tell me it's going to give me this glitch. If he's giving me this glitch, I'm going to be upset. And he's not even online. We're missing the battle, bro. Oh, major contact between the three, as we can see in the background. Wow, we need to get this done. There. Alright. Through as they go. 2 wide, down the straight. 2 wide, 4 wide, 3 wide. Just, wow, look at the battle between these three. Ari Wedlock will retain the front of this pack, followed by Trent Newton and Guga. As in the background, we see the Ferrari and Clammy Kid do go off. Clammy Kid and Keith Responding just got interlocked on each other, and it caused a spin. Definitely not what the two want. They're still not too far behind the pack though, and there is cars in front at the pit. So it is not the end of the world for them. Danger up in P3 is now getting... Wow, that is not on track. He's running very far behind, and Lord is slowly catching up. Ari Wedlock now 1.2 second gap. Guga with a move, as we just missed it, but he made a move into the long left-hander, which is a great move from Guga. Aston Martin on Mercedes. Where have I seen that before? For those of you who don't know, he did a move very similar to what Fernando Alonso did on a certain Lewis Hamilton back in 2023. So good move by Guga, as he now has to try and chase down Ari Wedlock again for the P5 position, which later on could turn out to be a podium position if he plays his cards right. So, very big moves from Guga here. As we got caution in Sector 2, it's the Mercedes of Rapid Mickey. So, unfortunate for Rapid Mickey back there, who just spun it around. Looks like he's kept it out the wall, not got damage. So that's all good from Rapid Mickey. Zonix back into P15. I'm pretty sure that's still his AI driving. However, Rhino is back in the race now, and it does look like it is actually Rhino. So, good news for Rhino. RJ Quistra now back into P13 after running fairly high up there for a while. As we got someone in the pits. It's one of the Hasses. It's Clammy Kid. So it looks like Clammy Kid got a bit of damage from there, from the touch with the Ferrari of Keith Responding. But Keith Responding looks to be perfectly fine, who's still running very high up there, trying to close back onto the back of I8 Apex, Trent Newton, and Guga. As Rhino retired from the session. Is it in pit lane? No, it is not. Rhino seems to have retired on track, which he could get in trouble. Trent picks up another 3-second penalty as the Ferrari goes on the outside of the two. Will he be able to get moved on as there's contact all the way down between i8 Apex and Trent? i8 Apex has to cut the corner. And Trent, oh, it was Keithy. Now the outside, the long left-hander. It's battles everywhere. And we can see Trent Newton, i8 Apex, a bit of contact as they were touching all the way down the straight. Keith Respondic took the outside of the corner and the two just interlocked each other and absolutely destroyed the race of i8 Apex Trent Newton. Reiner, you're DNF'd from the race, so even if you join, you can no longer race. When you left, it DNF'd you. So, yeah. But that was big carnage between the Haas and the Mercedes, which it looks like the Haas has got major damage. He's had to come into the pits. As for Trent Newton, I can't say, it looks like he is completely fine. I'm sure the FIA will be having a look at that after this race. Keith Respondic already caught up to the back of Guga. Will we see a move made? It doesn't look like it will be made anytime this lap, as we got a spun kick salver. It wasn't Ari Wedlock, it was his teammate Royal Duck, who I believe just got lapped for the second time this race. I'm not entirely sure, but Ari Wedlock still very big gap to the cars behind. Lord Mahavir catching up to Danger very slowly, and I assume we'll be getting near the lap that we see these hard runners pitting. They have been out for 17 laps now, and it's hard to say that their tyres would be feeling very nice. Gregory, though, has extended his lead. We haven't talked to him about him much because there's been not a lot to talk about. He's stretched that lead out to 8.5 seconds while we haven't been looking. So absolutely phenomenal drive from Gregory so far. Started last and is currently 8 seconds clear of all the other drivers, which is looking like we're going to see our provisional race leader, Lord Mahavir, getting in a battle with Danger 3626 very shortly, which Danger still has to pit, so he's a full pit stop behind Lord Mahavir, which is not what you want when you're trying to fight for a lead. And it's also not something Lord's going to want, because Danger's a very aggressive driver, and so is Lord, so we could see potential drama with the race leader, and we know that Lord will stick a nose in anywhere. So he could very well stick his nose in the wrong spot and hurt his leading margin. Some PVs, yep. We're currently just not looking at PVs because these two are battling pretty hard. As though if we do have a look at the PV, we'll look from Lord as he makes a bit of contact with the rear of Danger. So not what Lord would be wanting, potentially causing damage to his car. As they now go side by side, it looks like Danger will give Lord the position. Doesn't seem to have battled it too hard. So now Lord has to try and chase down Potato and Gregory Fazibel, who are a phenomenal chunk ahead of him. But yeah. And now we have to have a look, where are some other battles? It's looking like it's only mainly Guga and Keith, which will go on board with Guga here actually, as I do believe he may have a chance down the straight if he gets a good enough run. Oh, that's looking like he's trying to build up his ERS, so he might not go for anything this lap. 8 tenths behind. DRS will be open. He's got his ERS set on hot lap. Let's see what that gap is by the end of the straight. As it's closing. But at the braking point, he would just be too far back, nearly making contact with the rear end of that Ferrari, which has been in a few instances tonight. So Ferrari's not too clean tonight. They both had a bit of carnage, but they are still running in a very good position. P4 and P6 is very, very good for the Rosso Ferrari. As wow, Keith is running very wide through there. Luca holding a very nice line, slowly closing that gap back in. But if we have a look at Pierce Bomber, it's looking like he's in a bit of a battle now with RJ Quistra, as they're going to go side by side into turn 4. So very good battling by these two. RJ Quistra just hands him the elbow. We'll go on board with PS Bomber, still side by side through 6 and 7. Very, very good. I want to say that again, 6, 7. RJ Quistra and PS Bomber are still holding us side by side. We go on board with RJ Quistra, who's going to have the outside line coming into this corner here. He's going to have to try and most likely line up a switchback. As you can see, the Papaya McLaren right there, the switchback is lined up. Doesn't quite get it done though. Who's going to have DRS? Looking like the McLaren will have DRS. As we can see now, I Eat Apex flying past the two. That's not I Eat Apex, that's Clammy Kid. Clammy Kid out of nowhere with the switchback and gets the move done. What a move by Clammy Kid, who now has to try and chase down the P9. He's got 12 seconds to close into Commie 90. He's got 9 or 10 laps to do it. So we'll have to see where Clammy Kid ends up at the end of this. Potato now comes into the pit lane. On pit exit, he'll come out just in front of Com United. Danger though, where will Danger come out? Just behind Com United, but he will come out crucially ahead of the lap traffic, and he should be able to dispatch of Com United fairly quickly as he comes through now on the soft compound. He's got DRS and ERS. Will he be able to get it done in the first corner? It's looking like he will. Straight down into turn 4, and that will be job done for Danger. He's now got a big chase to do on Potato, which Gregory did come into the pits. He's now only 7 seconds behind Lord Mahavir on the soft compound. So he's got 9 laps to close 7 seconds and also get the move done, which knowing Lord, this could end up with the two of them in a bit of trouble later. Ari Wedlock though, P3, and still getting chased down by Guga, who's 2 seconds behind. So it'll be interesting to see whether Guga can close that gap down and make something out of it later. Keith Respondic not giving him any time to think about it though, breathing down his neck. But speak of breathing down the neck, you've got Potato just behind the pair as well. We'll go on board with Potato and see if we can see these two battling in front. Well, Potato is all up on the back of the Ferrari, so you might not be getting to see much of them. You might just be getting to see a bit of Potato making the move. Although as the Ferrari kicks into 6th gear, straight down the inside of Guga, Potato will follow, and will Potato go for a send? It's not looking like he'll get the chance. He'll go for the outside as we now cut to the TV pod. It'll give him the inside for the next corner, still side by side. At the DRS zone, it's looking like Potato will have the move done, and he will have it done going into turn 4 as well. That will be job done. He's now got to chase down Ari Wedlock. These two behind will be hoping that when he gets to Ari Wedlock, he can slow Ari down a bit so they can close back into equal places. I don't believe they will get a chance at the podium anymore, as Potato and Gregory have sort of locked themselves in as a fair fight for the lead here, with especially being on a fresh soft compound, only 9 laps to do. So we've got a lot of action to unfold very shortly. And Ari, no time to think anymore, because Potato is already on him. Will he defend, or will he just let Potato have it? It's looking like Potato won't send it, but Ari definitely feeling the pressure as he's getting pushed all the way through the corner. Potato's going to have the outside through this corner. It's not going to quite work out for him. He switched back to the inside for the next. He will send it down. No contact so far. Coming into the corner, still side by side. Potato, 65% ERS. It's not looking like he's using any. Is Ari using any though? It's not looking like Ari's using any either, but he will keep the position. Gregory Pazibel with the fastest lap of 128.5. That's a great race lap. With Potato still trying to get it down as he cuts to the inside. He will have DRS down here, and this should be job done. As for the Ferrari, Aston, and Mercedes behind those, looking like they are still trying to battle. Guga jumps back up into P5 as we can see that in the background, and that will be job done for Potato. P3 now 10 seconds to chase down to Gregory Pazibel, which Gregory, we've seen him a few laps before. We said he was 9 seconds behind, and 7 seconds behind. He had 9 laps to do it. Well, he's now only down to 1.5 seconds behind. So it's looking like these two could be battling anytime very shortly, which we might actually go silent and do 1 lap of watching Gregory chase down Lord Mahavir, as he's already in the second mark actually. So we might have a quick break so I can have a drink while we wait for Gregory to catch up to our race leader, Lord Mahavir. As on the main straight, it's 3/10, so I can tell you right now, we definitely will see some defense taken by Lord Mahavir. Depends on how aggressive it will be though, as we will now cut down to P2. Lord Mahavir, will he do anything to try and defend it? He's not currently going to get the chance. He's missed his apex by a country mile. Gregory though is already 6/10 gone, and that will be the race leader. A new race leader for this race is Gregory Pazibel, and he will now get the chance to run away with it. And if he makes no mistakes, I do think he will be finishing right where he is right now, as he is normally a very consistent driver who struggles to make mistakes. He doesn't really normally make them very often, and that's exactly why he is the OFI racer. As he does make one there though, that is a slightly wide for him, and Lord does give Lord the catch a tiny bit, although Lord has a pretty bad exit himself. Potato now 11 seconds behind. He's got a chance to try and close up to Lord as well, with now Guga P5, and he will probably be the person we watch for the remainder of this race really, as he is our closest battle on track with Keith Responded. These two have been going at it all race long. As we can see, pretty bad exit for Kiki there, but it still didn't get the job done. Danger's in P7 though, chasing these two down. We got Ferrari in P6 and 7, so gaining a lot of points for their TP there, which is me, so no bias here. As H. Muban retires from the race. Does he do it in pit lane? He does. Damn it. I was really hoping that was a safety car. It would have made this race so interesting. He's into turn 1. Keithy will get the move done. He loses the rear end though, and it will be the perfect chance for Guga to sweep back around, which he does. Guga with a perfect move on Keithy there. Perfect switchback, seeing that Keithy was running wide and made it job done. Ari though, 1.9 clear now. I don't think they'll be catching Ari anytime soon. So this will be the battle for P5. And it's looking like it's going to be a spicy one. Definitely heating up towards the back, or the front I should say actually. And Danger's in the battle now as well. Will we see a position change between the two Ferrari drivers, or is he going to make him work for it? As one Ferrari driver goes down the inside of the other, it'll be Danger down the inside of Keithy. Keithy tries to defend it, but is no use to the fresh soft tires, who will now be trying to chase down Guga as well. Will Danger be able to get the move on Guga, on Keithy done? It's looking like around the outside, that will be move done for Danger. That's P5 Danger, and I don't think you'll be seeing Guga catching back up to that Ferrari anytime soon. The softs will just be too fast. And he will now be trying to chase down Ari Wedlock. As you can see, he already gains 2/10 on Ari through that one corner alone. And I can only imagine we'll see him gaining more and more from here. Although Guga could get a chance to rehearse his position in P5 on this straight here. Only 4/10 behind. He will have DRS. Let's go on board with Booga and see what he does. Why am I calling him a different name every time I say his name? Into turn 1. He's gaining, but he will back off to not get the position. He knows that Danger is not his fight. It is not someone he has to fight with, as Danger is on a different strategy, and having Danger behind him would just be another threat for him. As Danger 1.7 behind Ari now, and he's got a lot of work to do to try and catch Ari before the end of this race. As for Clemmy Kid though, while we haven't been watching him, he's climbed his way back up into P8 after obviously getting in a little bit of an entanglement with the Ferrari of Keith Responding earlier on in the race. So it was not something that Clemmy would have wanted in his race, but he's done well to rehearse himself back into P8, which is very nice for what he had. He had a pretty big amount of damage, so he had to change over. And now, back into the points, getting a few points for his TP, while his teammate Oso had a bit of an unlucky run and is currently sitting P12. And Lord now 6 seconds off of Gregory. Gregory has done masterclass work to climb his way to where he is now. Potato 6 seconds behind Lord, so we could see them two fighting in the near future. Danger though, all on the rear end of Ari now. 8/10 behind. He will have DRS, and he won't have DRS somehow. Maybe Ari made the mistake out of the final corner, although he will, however, have DRS into the next corner. So as he comes out of here, all he needs is a good exit, and he could be right on the back end of that salver. DRS open. How much will he close? He'll go from 7/10 behind all the way up to 5/10. He will gain through these corners as well on the better tire compound. He's closed it right up to 5 now. coming through here. He should gain even more. This is a high grip section. It's where you want better tires. Although surprisingly, he doesn't gain that much. Only half a tenth compared to the worn hards. He's got his front wing all on the diffuser of that Sauber kick now. So coming through here, a good exit could mean a position change before the next corner. This is the fight for P4. Guga is also right there. He's in the position for a P4. He's got 50% ERS, overtake on, DRS on, and that will be P4 for Danger. So right up there and in position for a podium if anybody ahead is to make a giant mistake. So right where Danger will be wanting to be. Great result for the reserve if he can keep it there. As we got yellow flags behind, looks like the Mercedes made a bit of a mistake. Guga though, if we cut to Guga now and go on his POV, he'll be trying to make a move on Ari Wedlock on this straight. It looks like he's taking a much better apex than Ari Wedlock. Onto the straight, overtake on, he will open up DRS, and it's going to be very tight. Obviously they might even both end up near the Ferrari. As Ari gets outside, what will Guga do? Danger will send it back up the inside of Ari, locks the rears. Tiny bit of contact, but it's nothing too bad. Still side by side is the Ferrari and Sauber. Much better exit by the Ferrari. And now coming into turn 4, who will make a move? Guga will go to the inside of Ari, and he'll make a send. He'll get the move done. Ari's still trying to fight it though. It will be to no avail, as that is Guga back into P5. So top 5 for our former tier 2 driver, now under immense pressure behind from Ari Wedlock. Keithy trying to get involved, but just to no avail right now, as I don't think he has much ERS. He's got 40 compared to the drivers in front. Guga on 94 and Danger on 16. So Guga could even be up for a P4 position here, as Danger is only relying on his tires to run away. He's got no ERS at all to help him boost away, and it is a disaster class for the poor Ferrari, because if he manages to let Guga by, he could then also get swarmed by the other two behind, who both have a very good ERS percentage built up. It's definitely enough, as there's only 2 more laps to go after this one. Gregory Pazivil already crossed the line for that, so when he starts his final lap, these guys are still half a lap behind him. It's a big gap. Potato has 2 laps to close down that 4/10 gap and try and push Lord further back than he already is. So it will have to be 2 qualifying laps for Potato, which already he's gained half a tenth through the first corner, and he's now gaining even more, 3.8. Only a few corners to go. As you can see from his POV, he can see Lord just in front of him when he goes around the corner. He can see Lord just up there. And we got caution. We got a Rapid Mickey retiring into pit lane. Potato, 4/10 off his personal best, which still isn't too bad considering he's still gaining heavily on Lord Mahavir. If we go back to Guga, he tried to make the move done on Danger. Danger defended the inside and kept the move done, but he is only 3/10 clear, and Guga has a lot more ERS in him. Although he started to build up a bit now. He's got the ERS deployment on none, obviously trying to save up for the final lap, as he knows on that main straight, if he loses that position, he could be finishing lower than he would like to be. We'll go back on with Potato, who's only 3 seconds back now, 2.9 even. So he's gaining heavily, although I do not think it'll be enough. I do think it'll be Lord Mahavir that will keep P2. But either way, it is still a great result, finishing on the podium after starting P19. Not quite as impressive as the P18 to P1, but it is still a very good drive from Potato. So great job by him. We've got Guga though, P5, and Danger, P4. We're going to go back to TV pod so we can see the true dramaticness of this finish. Starting the final lap, Danger will instantly hug the inside. He's got overtake on, although Guga will have DRS and ERS. He's got the advantage in both. Guga swings to the outside. He's got to have to try and make that move around the outside. Danger will not let this go easily, as he sends it back down the inside, locks the rears, loses the place to Guga, although he's still there actually. He's holding it around the outside, and Guga and Danger will go into the wall. So it is dramaticness right at the end now. Danger will drop from P5 to P7. Keithy though will benefit from this, as he jumps up to P4 with a masterclass move on Ari Wedlock. So it's exactly what Keithy would have been wanting, Danger and Guga still battling in the back there, which it was just a bit of silliness really from the Ferrari trying to hold it around the outside. He was turning in slightly too early. Guga was always going to understeer on the worn hards. Keithy though, job not done yet. He's got a lot of work to do to defend from the kick with a much better ERS battery. He's going to have DRS down here as well, but he's had a bad exit, and Keithy stretched that gap out to 6/10, so he won't get it done this on this corner. Gregory though will cut back to you. He comes across the line. He started P18. He finishes P1. What a lap from Gregory. Fastest lap as well. 26 points. Total domination from the Veloce Academy driver. Coming across in P2 will be Lord Mahavir, your reigning Tier 1 World Championship. And P3 Potato, another reserve driver, starting P19. So great drive from those two. Keithy though, looking like he's going to hold the P4 to the line. It's battles right to the line. Wedlock still there, trying to run alongside. Will he be able to get the nose there? No, he won't. It'll be P4 Keith, P5 Ari, P6 Guga, and P7 Danger. Clammy will close in just behind. He will secure P8. No penalties, although later on, if they find there could be penalties in front, he might even jump up further ahead. Trent Newton still battling with RJ Quistra. I believe RJ Quistra will inherit P9 purely due to penalties though. So I believe this will be P9 RJ, P10 Trent, or maybe even P11 Trent. It will be P11 Trent as I8 Apex inherits P10. So great drive from them guys. Com United will come across the line. P12, PS Bomber P13, Zonix P14, and Royal Duck, also a lap down, will finish P15 as Zonix, just for fun, pretends to throw a move. And great drive from these guys, as I will now, once these guys finish, I will show you the celebration. We will get the steward decisions, the incident report, and from there we will get our race winners and podium finishes into the box. So we'll find out what we can do. As you can see, you have the Alpine driver Gregory Pazibel with the Jano Altmaier face on P1. So great drive from the 15-year-old young OFI champ. So he's the Oceania champ. He is now the ORL winner of Bahrain. Great drive from Gregory. Nothing really you can put wrong on that. He will be your driver of the day. Gregory will take driver of the day from me. So we will get that effect printed up pretty quickly. And obviously here's your finishing order. Gregory P1 with the fastest lap. And it wasn't even close. He got fastest lap by a country mile. So great race from Gregory. And that's the rest of your finishing grid. As we now go race director. Incidents. And these are your incidents. So if whoever needs them, clip that while you can. Because that's all your incidents there. Should actually speed it up because I'm running out of time. There you go. And so now I'll finish this up. Go Alt F4. And from here I'll pull up my... don't scream at me, mate. Let's close that. Pictures, RL stuff. So we'll now get a few of our drivers into the box. So we'll close down that bad boy. You're probably glad you did miss the end, to be honest. Your Guga unfortunately ran into a bit of difficulties. Let's see, is anyone in general chat? Alright, nope, not yet. Alright, at Potato, at Greg, and at Lord. Please join general. Whenever I can find them. Alright, oh, still need to find them. They're just checking around. Alright, we'll get him in here. Go. Move to host, hosts, and hosts. We'll start off with our P3
Here now.
finisher of Potato. Great race today, Potato. Starting on last on the grid. We talked about it at the start, how you were going to be most likely up the front, even though you were starting last. We've seen your pace in other places around Oceania. What a great drive. You kept it nice and clean. Some great overtakes, some great strategy. And it was a lovely finish. Obviously, probably one more or two more laps, you would have been right up on Lord. It would have been a photo finish. But great race, mate. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not too worried. I tried out something on set because we were confused if it was a quali or race set, but ended up definitely being a quali set. So yeah, pace was alright, and yeah, it was a fun race.
Yeah, it looked pretty fun from your box, mate. We've seen you make some very, very good sends at the start. It looked like a few of them you were very far back and you got it stopped right on the apex. It was pretty remarkable to watch, really. So you definitely put on a show for the fans. I'm sure they will not be too upset with what you put on today. And definitely big gains for your team principal that you reserved for today. So they will be even more happier with that strong result that you pulled off.
Cool.
And now, as we'll jump over to our P2 finisher, the reigning Tier 1 champion, Lord Mahavir. Are you happy with that today, mate? We seen you took pole position. We're leading the race for a while,
Hmm.
but just the opposite strategy didn't quite work out for you.
Yeah, I'll take P2. Greg's a bit of a sweat, so no chance against him,
Uh,
even though it's in last first. So yeah,
yeah,
no chance of beating him.
yeah. I was looking for a while there, like you could have put up a bit of a fight, but the strategy seemed to have played a big part as well. You could do nothing on those tires, especially with how quick he was starting last, fighting through the grid. So we'll move on to Greg now, actually. What a race, mate. Starting P18 on the grid. You were P8 by lap 3. And then from there, it looked like it was always going to be a matter of when, not if. And you took the lead with 6 laps to go. And from there, it was pretty smooth sailing. How do you feel, mate?
Yeah, I mean, just it's a good race. Didn't get into any trouble. Just drove the car really, and it was good enough.
Yeah, it was remarkable to watch, mate. You put on a great show for everyone watching, and it was everyone in the chat knew immediately from lap 8 that you were going to be a force to be reckoned with, going through positions like it was nothing, catching the packs as well very quickly. And then at the start there, I didn't think you were going to catch Lord that quick, but you closed down 6 seconds in 2 laps. So great race, mate. It was a remarkable to watch. And with that, I'll let you guys get off to doing whatever else you have to do today. Thank you everyone for watching, and we will catch you all next week for round 3.